Hello, everyone. Welcome in tonight after a fantastic first round of the NFL draft. I could not have predicted. I really didn't expect the Jags to get up number 2 for Travis Hunter. That was pretty interesting. But this video, we're going to focus on who are the best players available as we enter day 2 of the NFL draft. I got to start this list off by my top guy who's at number 15. It's Mike Green, the edge out of Marshall. To be honest with you, we all know the only reason he fell is because of the, allegations against him during his time in high school and his time at Virginia. That does scare off a lot of teams. And, I understand why he fell to round 2. The talent's there. It's all about the character with him. The next guy I got to talk about for me is Will Johnson, the corner out of Michigan. They've been talking all night that it was his knee that I guess was an issue. Honestly, man, I'm surprised he made it this far. He comes in at number 16 for me. He's 6'2", 194 pounds. He didn't run great, but if you have him in his own scheme, I think he'd be a fantastic player. I'm really shocked that he ended up falling to day 2 of the NFL draft. The next guy on my list, I'm not shocked about. It's just somebody I'm higher on. That's Princely Umanmielen. I'm betting he goes sometime tomorrow. We're not really going to discuss him because that's more of a my guy who I'm really high on. Then you had Nick Emanwari, who's number 28, the safety out of South Carolina. I kind of thought he would go on day 1 based on his athleticism, but I'm not shocked. He's a pretty raw player who needs time to develop. Round 2 is a good time to get a guy like that. And especially with Malachi Starks falling so far, it makes a lot of sense for him to still be available. Next up on my list is Luther Burden at number 30, the wide receiver out of Missouri. There's some red flags and character questions with him that do explain him dropping. Plus, he lacks effort issues. He has effort issues, I guess is the best way to put it. And, he needs some refinement. Not surprised he's available on day 2. Honestly, I didn't think this was all that shocking. There was a few shock picks in there, like Jackson Dart. I get it. Shadur Sanders is the next guy on my list. He was number 31 for me. I understand taking a shot on Jackson Dart because he does have a little bit of a bigger arm. He's a little bit more mobile. He matches the profile of what the Giants expect. But to me, moving up, I don't know, man. I get they needed to make sure they got their guy, but I think he's a worse player clearly right now than Shadur Sanders. And I'm just not sure how high his ceiling actually is. So, that's just a personal thought though. Next up on our list is going to be Donovan Ezaraku. He was number 33 for me. Not totally shocked he didn't go in the first round. He doesn't have ideal measurables, so a lot of times them guys do drop into round 2. Not totally shocking there. And then you got Travion Henderson, the halfback out of Ohio State. I didn't see the buzz. He was number 36 for me. I didn't see him as a first round guy. And I think the NFL made the right decision letting him fall to round 2. He plays like a Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's not Jahmyr Gibbs. He's a far worse player. So this makes a lot of sense. Nick Scorton was at number 38 for me. These are all guys that I didn't really expect to go, but they can go anytime now as we start the next round tomorrow. And to be honest with you, we're going to talk in this. I don't think the Cleveland Browns are probably going to go quarterback at 33. I think they're going to roll with what they got and hope for the best. And it's a weird decision, but with that extra first round pick, I don't see why they take a swing on quarterback. They might just as well wait till next year and hope next year's class is a little bit better. It was a real gutsy decision what they pulled off, by passing on Hunter. But I guess if you really are convinced that next year's your year for a quarterback and the owner's going to keep giving you a bye, I guess I get it, but risky decision. Don't love it. Next guy on my list is going to be Trey Amos, the cornerback out of Ole Miss. He's number 40 for me, so I'm not shocked that he's available. I'm really excited to see where he goes, but the next guy is one I'm really super excited to see where he goes. And I hope somehow, he ends up on my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's Savone Revel, the corner out of ECU. I'm really excited to see where he goes. If he was healthy and probably a year or two younger, I guarantee you he's like top 15 pick. But even if he was hurt like he is now, and he was a year or two younger, I think he still gets into the back end of the first round. I just think age coupled with injury, coupled with playing at a small school makes a lot of sense, and it's a recipe for him falling to round 2. It's a lot like Mike Green, small school guy with baggage. Why are you going to take that chance in the first round? You're just not likely to. But you're going to see my next board all the way down to number 50 here. I'm stunned. Some of the guys like Tyleik Williams, did not expect him to go as early as he did. That was a little bit shocking. I'm not as high on him. I had him a little bit lower on my personal board. He was like 54, I think, for me. Honestly, I think the NFL draft was entertaining, but it wasn't super crazy. Malachi Starks dropped, kind of like we all figured he would. Jahad Campbell with a shoulder injury fell to a great situation. The NFL screwed up by letting Josh Simmons, who, if he was healthy, would have been my tackle 1. He was still number 18 on my big board. I kept him high. Going to the Chiefs, man, the NFL messed up giving him that guy. Pat Mahomes, you're not going to be able to stop him. He's going to have protection from his left side once he's healthy and adjusted to the NFL. So really disappointed with that pick for the rest of the league. My Bucks taking Emeka Ibuka kind of shocked me a little bit. I didn't really see the need there, but he's a good player. I had him at like 35, I think, on my list, or 34 on my list. Didn't dislike him or anything. He's a good player all around. And I guess the Bucks just wanted to make sure they were protected for injury, because injury has hit that receiver room quite a bit lately. My Patriots with Will Campbell, we all expected that. Disappointed with that. Pick 3 went exactly how we expected with Giants. I like the Browns, even though I hated their decision to trade back. I like the idea of them getting Mason Graham. He was my number 3 player in this class. I even had him just slightly ahead of Ashton Genty, so he definitely deserved to go at number 5. And I mean, I'm super happy for him. He did. I think he'll be a good player for him for the long haul. We'll be back tomorrow with some more draft thoughts. And I was going to do a grading video today, but I've decided we're going to grade our draft class at the end of the draft. And we're going to do videos for each division that way. I don't want to grade each and every day, because until you see the full picture, you can't really understand what they're doing. So I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you want to keep following along with my thoughts heading into the rest of this draft, we're going to do a video each night. Hit that subscribe button. I truly appreciate it. And I'll keep you informed as we roll into the next draft cycle. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.